No horse dominated American thoroughbred racing over such an extended period as did Kelso. Mrs. Richard C. DuPont's marvelous gelding was voted Horse of the Year for 5 consecutive seasons from 1960 through 1964. By your host from the Count Fleet mare, Maid of Flight, Kelso possessed a hard, deer-like quality, slim, racy, efficient. He was proof that what cannot be seen is more important than appearance. Except for an attractive head, his conformation did not appeal to experts. But as master breeder Federico Tessio remarked, a good horse walks with his legs, gallops with his lungs, resists with his heart, but wins only with his spirit and character. And Kelso defeated 5 generations of thoroughbred. His one vulnerability appeared early in his racing career and kept him out of the Triple Crown events. That flaw, a faulty stifle, disappeared early enough to allow him to win the Jockey Club Gold Cup at 3. At 4, Kelso joined Whiskbroom and Tom Fool as only the 3rd horse in history to win the venerable New York Triple, the Metropolitan, Suburban, under 135 pounds, and the Brooklyn Handicap, under 136. Here, Kelso rolled to his 3rd Woodward in succession.
Crimson Satan coming on 3rd. Carried back to 4th, and Garwal is 5th. Coming through the stretch, that's Kelso in the middle of the track with Never Bend for the lead. Crimson Satan 3rd. Carried back 4th, and Garwal is 5th. 20 yards to go. It's Kelso drawing away by 4 lengths. Never Bend 2nd.
By 1964, Kelso was pitted against yet another generation for King of New York, and the Woodward that year provided one of the great turf dramas of his career. His principal foes were Gunbow and Quadrangle. Gunbow, a natural speed horse, was sent straight away from the gate into the lead by his jockey, Walter Blum. It would be up to Milo Valenzuela on Kelso to force the pace early and keep up the pressure, else the race would be a runaway for the speed horse.
Dropping back to last. Coming into the stretch now, that's Gunbow and Kelso whipping and driving on the outside with Quadrangle along the rail. Coming through the stretch, it's Kelso getting his head in front. Gunbow alongside 2nd. On the rail, it's Quadrangle 3rd. Kelso on the outside, but Gunbow hasn't given up yet. 20 yards to go now. It's Kelso and Gunbow head and head and nose to nose as they go over the finish line to photograph and it won't finish.
The question was, who won? The riders didn't know, neither did the trainers. Minutes passed while the placing judges inspected the magnified image of 2 nodding heads separated by an infinitesimal margin. Gunbow had defeated the game-old veteran this time, but Kelso merely picked himself up and came charging on. First, he won the Jockey Club Gold Cup for the 5th consecutive time while Gunbow sat on the sidelines. Then, in Maryland, he faced his young rival in the Laurel International. Kelso had run 2nd at Laurel on 3 previous occasions, leading some to doubt his grass ability in world-class competition. In the fading light of November 11th, 1964, Kelso met his newest rival for the final time, with Horse of the Year honors on the line. Gunbow again had an easy early lead, and Kelso must depend on his own courage to overtake his youthful opponent. For a moment, it seemed a rerun of their torrid Woodward duel, but appropriately, the gold of the Maryland afternoon was matched by a flawless performance as Kelso set a new American record for the 1.5 mile distance, running the final 1/4 of a mile faster than the first 1/4 had been clocked. He was trained all his career by Carl Hanford, and when Kelso was retired, he led the money-won list with more than $1,900,000. But more importantly, he had won the love and affection of millions of people.